In the old times, there were farming, government, and civilizations, but there's one thing missing in the ancient history, and that's mythology. A story about monsters, gods and goddesses, and places. And for the elves, there's a storyline between the the Greeks, the Norse, and the Egyptians, and it's called the Imagine Dinosaurs 25. A, a storyteller about Greece, Norse, and Egyptian mythology. The top one is the Greece mythology. The middle one is the Norse, and the bottom one is the Egyptians. If you've been wondering what Imagine Dinosaurs 25 stands for, well, Imagine means wonders. One, yeah, wonders. Um, ex, explanations and imaginations to all the mythology. And dinosaurs means, well, not the dinosaurs, like in the ancient reptiles. And since I say ancient reptiles, that means the old times. So it's the old. And 25 means the 25-hour the story, because it took them 25 hours to make the storyboard on the wall. Sounds weird, but ever since the elves kept this from the underneath the Death Mountain, they have their own mythology, their own stories. Every but every dwarf, orcs, and fairies had the same thing as the elves do. To the next, and I'll show you to the next hole. You may be familiar with the Greek mythology when the world was new and titans were roaming around. Well, there you go. But back when the world was new, there were flying monsters known as leviathans, destroying everything in ecosystems. This is this is the time where leviathans had been one of the fiercest monsters of the histories of Europe. But then, a dragon god named Lord Shen had came from the sky and strike the Leviathan down, one by one. And his evil twin brother, Malice, their had destroyed the civilization, given disease to people. But Lord Shen has to stop him before it's too late. Once Lord Shen was beaten down, Zeus charged up electricity, and Thor knocked down a rock so he won't escape. This temple that the elves have built represents the paintings of the histories. And don't worry about this room. It's just the room to the exit, full of water, but guarded by a sea creature down there. But no, that's not the case. Lord Shen's cousins, the three goddesses, gave them everyone the power. The red one means power, which is created by the goddess Din, and the green one is courage, which was created by goddess, the goddess Farouche, and the blue one is Wisdom, which is created by the goddess of Nataru. The three goddesses were creating this wonderful place for creatures like elves and dwarves and everyone, called Hyrule, created by the three goddesses and the mother and Lord Shin's aunt Hylia had guarded the Triforce from the daughter from her daughters that created the Triforce. Her husband, Foron, was the tragic warrior, or known as the god of fantasy, but sadly, Zangief, king of all gods, the Greek, the Norse, the religion ones, the Egyptians, and everything about the gods. He's the king of every god. Zeus was not so happy about him, but Phoron, the god of fantasy, killed his daughter. Because his daughter was evil, but Zangief was so angry at him, he executed him and reincarnated to David Velociraptor, the person that you know today. And you see, the Dinosaurs 25 has interesting stories to tell you. And that is why it's so important. And in this room there's filled with gold. Gold of different places. Gold from the Chinese, the Japanese, then the Greeks. The Greeks, the Norse. Everything in the country was taking their gold and share mythology with the others. And that, my friend, is the history of the Imaginizers 25. Subscribe for more videos and leave a like and comment. Goodbye.